Picture this. You're starting out high school, right? Everything's new, everything's fresh, and you think, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like High School Musical. Like, we're all gonna be singing and dancing and like jumping around, and it's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna have my first high school relationship. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be have such a big friend group and all that. Nah, that ain't happening, twin. What you're gonna have is most of the time a busy schedule. You're barely gonna talk to anyone, and this shit ain't a High School Musical, nigga. What's up, guys? It's your boy Animate-bottle here, back with another vid. Now, I just want to talk about high school and things I wish I knew before going into high school. Now that I'm going into my senior year, class of 2027, where you at? Anyway, if I could go back and talk to my freshman self, I'll probably, save myself a lot of stress, and probably a lot of embarrassing moments. And honestly, I've wasted a lot of my time, me personally. Now that I'm going into my senior year, I feel like I have learned a lot. Not because I'm some like guru expert or anything, but just because the mistakes I made along the way, you know. So if you're about to go into high school or you're already in it, here are some things I generally wish someone had told me. All right. Number one, your freshman year actually matters, right? And you hear this a lot, but when you're like, how old are you freshman year? Like 13, 14? You don't actually think about how, like, you think, oh, freshman year is for, everyone tells you lock in, but most of the time you don't lock in. I'm not saying there's not people that don't, but when I first got into high school, my freshman year was basically like a warm up, yeah, and that's gonna be for everyone. I figured I could just like mess around and just start taking things seriously later, which fortunately that is not the best idea to do. I'm gonna be honest. But the truth is, your grades start counting right as you start high school. As day one, there you go, right? If you're thinking about college, especially college, or scholarships, or even like keeping your options open in the future, it's way easier to start strong and then to spend the next 3 years just playing catch up, right? And raising your grade, right? And I'm not saying you need to be a plus plus student, right? But you don't treat freshman year as you can mess around year. Most of like every single high school year is important in its own ways. Freshman year is like the building blocks, right? And then senior year is like wrapping it up, right? So, but you need to start from something, right? If you get all C's and D's freshman year, you're gonna have to spend the rest of your high school career building from that. And to be honest, it's a lot harder building from that than having like, you know, A's and B's and maybe like one C. Just focus and lock in. Do not waste freshman year, right? Number two. And okay, whatever. Number two, no one really cares what you're doing, all right? Now, this might sound crazy to most of y'all, especially those who are going to high school, but nobody cares, okay? You could do whatever oh, no, I shouldn't say that. You don't have to spend so much time worrying about what other people think about you. Like, oh my gosh, is my outfit weird? Did I get a question wrong? Do people think I'm awkward? But then when you realize that everyone else is thinking the exact same way as you, it doesn't become that much stressful. It's like what's a good example? Like imagine everyone, no. Anyways, besides that, people are way more focused on themselves than they are on you. They don't have time to think of you in their head, right? So, don't be afraid to like reach out, do crazy things, right? Or like meet new people or try something new, because in reality no one really cares, okay? It's more of like of whatever. Main point being, no one cares about what you're doing, so you shouldn't stress about that, right? Just focus on you and, exploring your options and meeting new people, all right? That's the main thing I want to say. All right. Number three, don't wait until your senior year to make memories. And this one I personally connect to because I haven't done anything these 3 years. I'm gonna be honest, right? Do I want to go back to freshman year? I'm gonna be honest. Fuck no. But it's more like, you know, you're gonna regret it now when you're a junior, just coming off a junior year, going into senior. Like, damn, I haven't done anything, right? It's probably gonna be one of your biggest regrets when you get to your senior year. And I swear, I'm gonna sound like an old person when I say this, but time moves really fast. If you don't stop, this sounds gonna sound really cringy. Time moves pretty fast. If you don't stop around to look around, then you're probably gonna whatever. I butchered that, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Think of it. You got 4 years, and then boom, now you're picking classes for your senior year. Like, it's just crazy, right? So, go to the football games. Even though me personally, I didn't really like them. I didn't really care for them, but I would say go to like the Hoko games, and maybe some of the early varsity games, whatever. Hang out after school, take pics, do new things, right? Because you're gonna look back and you're gonna in the moment you're not gonna think, oh, this is a good moment, but not 5 years, like probably a year, 2 years down the line, those will be the favorite moments you look back on high school. It's not going to be the classes. It's not going to be the stupid ass lectures. It's going to be those moments you made with your friends. All right. Number 4, big one. Back to the learning stuff. Manage your time. Same thing with me. I suck at this. Okay. Manage your time. I know. If you got homework, do it now. Don't do it later. Do it now. Okay. If you got homeworks, projects, sports, you have to manage all of that. It's not gonna do itself, right? I wish I started using a calendar and writing things down way earlier. I've only started recently doing that, and it's helped me a lot, right? And you might think there's gonna be a sponsor after this, but nope, I'm still a small YouTube channel and I don't have that yet. But you know, I wish I started like managing like everything I did, managing my time. And obviously, you don't have to be a control freak. You can have things be spontaneous, but like have a rough idea, right? If you know you want to do something over the weekend, but you have a big project at the same time before that happens, plan ahead, small increments to work on that, and then you'll be done. You shouldn't be stressing yourself over stupid like assignments and stuff. Just plan your time wisely. And if you have other things to do, plan it around that as well. Number 5, your friend group will change. 90%, I am 90% certain that your friend group will change. Either you will not start with a friend group, or you'll change from the your friend group you started when you were in middle school, right? And this one surprised me the most. Actually, no, it didn't. I, I, at least in my case, I transferred to a different district at the end of my middle school year. So literally, I knew no one except 2 lifelong friends that I know because of our parents knew each other. And and either way, and if we just cut that aside and talk about like even your freshman year, right? You meet new people your freshman year, you might even not that you won't talk until like graduation, like a one off saying like, oh hey, what's good. But people change, some people move, some people get jobs, even they make new friends. And I don't stress about that, right? I wouldn't stress about that at least, because people, they're gonna leave, but you're gonna find new people, and you shouldn't like have to hold out like an iron grasp on relationships that don't work, and that's completely fine. Relationships come, relationships end, right? Obviously, there'll be few that will stay with you for the rest of your life, but you shouldn't stick around with people that slowly and slowly won't stop caring for you, right? And if they stop caring for you, I feel like they didn't really care for you in the first place. But that could always be not true. Again, take my advice with a grain of salt, all right? Number 6. Oh, this is also a helpful advice. Teachers can actually help you, all right? Crazy concept that the teachers who are teaching you can actually teach you things. Tongue twister, ooh. Uh, so but yeah, uh I used to think that like asking teachers for help maybe like dumb, like I didn't understood the subject. But most if not all teachers are kind, and they're here to help you, right? They're here to help you succeed and you know prosper, right? If you need help, go after class. Ask them after class. Maybe even email them. If you're struggling, go ask. It's not weak to ask for help, okay? Or it doesn't make you stupid. You might not be able to comprehend it like other people do, which isn't a downgrade. Well, not a downgrade. It's not like a bad thing. It just means you learn differently from other people, and that's completely fine, okay? Oof. All right. Number 7, don't compare yourself to everyone, all right? If if you see someone with an absolutely fire fit and they look amazing, do not beat yourself up because you don't look like that, all right? Most people glamour themselves up for high school, which me personally, I don't understand. I mean, everyone wants to look pretty, right? I want to look good. I think I already look good. But, everyone wants to look amazing. So, and it might not even just be like looks. Like you can have someone sitting next to you that has a 4.0 GPA, has scholarships lined up, and is like literally the next young Sheldon, right? Don't compare yourself to that. I know this from personal experience. If you know, you know. If you know who you are, you know who you are. Push class. I had this one guy who, you know, I don't blame him at all. I'm not really that smart, and he should. I don't blame him for being a super genius, right? It's just his routine and everything, right? But I used to like compare to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's so smart. How am I not doing this? Or like if you see like a younger classman in your class, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind because I don't I didn't do this when I was his grade, so I'm falling behind. Don't really worry about that. So, overall, what I'm trying to say is you work on yourself. Do not worry if like someone looks better than you, someone has better grades than you, or you're feeling like you're being left behind because everyone moves at their own pace, right? You have to focus on yourself so you can improve and maybe someone will look at you that way. Not saying that's good, but people compare to each other all the time. That's it, right? Okay, you know what? Looking back on high school, it's not just about grades. All right, keep in mind this is gonna sound super cliche, right? It was about learning who I am, making mistakes, meeting people, and just like figuring things out. If you if you're about to start high school or already in high school, don't stress it too much. Work hard, obviously, but have fun, right? Don't be like me where I'm stressing over assignments last minute and don't really talk to people outside my small friend group, which I love to death. If you guys are watching this, love you. But, you know, and just like just remember, these 4 years aren't the most important part of your life. There are a small section of life, and I would say it's significant, but that's not all, right? But I would say right now, for these four years, just don't worry about don't worry about it, all right? You'll be fine, I promise, right? I didn't think I was gonna make it my 4 years because of just my mental problems, but here I am. Am I going into my senior year? So yippee, you know. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. Tell me what grade you're going into, or if you already graduated. If you're a class of 2026 or before, just let me know. If you wish, what's the one thing you wish you did before leaving high school? I'd love to read your answers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.